Greetings and welcome to Pickled Watermelon Rinds, a guilty pleasure podcast featuring Auntie Joan and Ontie, providing our zesty and marginally mature take on current events, pop culture, and trends. Now we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hello, Auntie Joan.
Hello, Auntie.
How are you?
Hot. How are you?
I'm comfortable.
Oh, no, I didn't mean temperature-wise. I meant I'm hot.
Well, you are. Scorching.
How are you?
I'm just fine, thanks.
You're welcome.
Yes, we're having a bit of a heat wave out here in the
Okay.
Colorado areas.
We're having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave.
Love when Auntie Joan sings.
I know you do. That's why I did it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, oh, there's little Oscar. He's so darn cute.
Oh, there he is.
Her kitty
Hi,
cat
baby
is
boy.
crawling across the desk to get to Mama. He's so cute.
There he
So
comes.
cute. Oh, ow. Did you
What?
see? I sent pictures on the group chat this morning that I have a bird's nest and the dog are on.
Oh, good.
It's disrespectful to Killian.
I don't think so.
I think it is.
No, I don't think so. And you know what else I'm thinking?
What are
I've
you
seen
thinking?
videos of birds actually picking hair off of foxes and dogs
Killian would
to
never
put it.
tolerate that.
Oh, I think he would.
No
I think he would.
way.
Yes.
No.
He's a
Mm-mm.
lover, not a fighter.
You ask the flies or bees that come around him, he snaps in the air at them. Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. He's no joke. He's ferocious.
He's gutsy. I would never snap at a bee.
Yeah. He wouldn't tolerate that. No. But yeah, and the babies are in there, and it is female and a male bird. They're both there feeding the chicks or whatever the hell the things are called. I'm very disappointed that it's there, but it is what it is.
It looks like the perfect spot too. It's like here. It's protected from the wind.
Yes, they
Doesn't
found
have the
it.
sun. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll have to think of something to put there so it doesn't happen again.
Oh, come
Yes, I'll
on.
let them live. I'm not going to relocate them until they abandon the nest. Then it's going away, and something is going to go in that place to make sure it doesn't happen again. That's going to happen.
I guess we're different
Yes. So
and different from each other.
we are. It's true. Now, you've been having some situations come up recently. What kinds of things have been
Oh
happening?
my gosh. Okay, so I had some wonderful fellas come and do major weeding, yard cleanup, and paid through Venmo.
Hmm.
And then, like a week later, I get this thing from somebody I've never heard of saying that I was going to pay them or something like that. And
Hmm.
they had an eight. If this isn't you, here's this 800 number. So I called as immediately as someone picked it up. You could hear it sounded like a bullpen, with
Call
all the
center.
call center. They asked for the name of the person and I gave it to them. And then they asked my phone number, I think, and I think I gave it to them. And then they asked for my birth date, I think. And I thought, this just doesn't sound right. Or maybe it was my address. They would ask me something that I thought was kind of leading. So I just hung up on them.
Good.
Yes. I called Venmo then, I think, and got to their service number.
Hmm.
Never heard of the guy. I mean, they had nothing on their end. So they said, "Well, did this come through your email or did it come through Venmo?" And it came through my email. So he was able to check to see that in fact it was not at all a requested through Venmo. It was just an email, the whole deal where you call the 800 number and they get your information and then they can carry on. So that was one of them.
Yikes.
The other one was from Inogen, which is the company that I have my supplemental oxygen through. That's right, folks. I'm an old sick gal with all kinds of things going on. But anyway, I'm on supplemental oxygen. And let's see, that was also through email. They had something. Oh, maybe my account or something there was a accounting thing going on. So call this 800 number and if this isn't you, then call this 800 number and we'll square it away. So I called the 800 number. Is this Joan? And then my last name. And I said, yes. And I think they said it again. And I said, yes. Then they asked my birth date. Once again, I hung up because I thought that just sends a message to me that something probably could be messed up here. So I called the Inogen customer service number. She asked for the number that I got the call from. She looked through, she said, that is not one of our numbers. After I hung up talking to her, I remembered reading about how scammers will also call you and say, is this so-and-so? And your response would be yes, which I did. But they will record that yes and then try to do some stuff under your name, and they'll have your voice recorded as saying yes, and then they can go ahead and proceed with it. So that's one thing that has me a little worried. So if somebody calls you and they say, oh, is this your name? Don't say yes. Say, that's correct, or you've got that right, or something like that. Just don't say yes.
I don't answer the phone.
I usually don't either, but when I see
I know. I'm actually a little surprised that
well,
you did.
because
you don't answer the phone when I call.
Well, that's for a totally different reason. But if the number says it's a company that I recognize, I will answer it, but that was an email. Those were emails that came in.
I know. I'm not sure why you brought up the phone part, so I'm confused. You called them.
I called them.
They gave a number
yes.
in the email, and you called them.
Yes. And then they say, is this so-and-so, my name?
Right.
And I say, yes. And then they repeated it again. And I said, yes. After I said that second yes, I thought, uh-oh.
Yeah.
So we'll see. If you see Auntie Joan being hauled off to prison in handcuffs because of misappropriation of funds or whatever, then you'll know that the scam, in fact, did work.
So for emails, folks, you should really always do the little pull down part next to the email address from which you receive something and see if it's truly a valid email address. A lot of them will just be gobbledygook and have absolutely nothing to do with the company name that they had originally said that they were from. It's usually a bunch of characters, or if you're BCC'd on an email from a company, that's usually a red flag as well.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yeah. Companies don't send out mass. They do it from email distributions, those mail servers that you can't respond to. You know what I mean? So it usually will come from the email address will be the actual company name .com, .net, whatever.
Yeah.
It still have you in the two, but it won't have anybody else. But if you're listed on a line and there's a BCC or whatever, it's a flag. But the email address is a real telltale sign.
Yeah, and I think I actually looked at one of those that I got. I actually did look at it, and it was close. If I still have it, I should go look at it again and see how close it was. But I'm familiar with some of those things that.
Right. It shouldn't have extra numbers. It shouldn't have extra letters. It shouldn't have extra anything. Companies pay big bucks to make sure that they have their domain address for their specific companies. Only thing that may be slightly different is the .com versus .net, that kind of thing. But otherwise, it should be the company name. So just take the time if you see something come through and it's from a company that you recognize, and also read the emails because I get a lot. I did stuff through booking.com when I went to Austria last year, and I booked the hotel through booking.com. And then I started getting, we need to verify your credit card information. Click this link. Stupidly, I did.
Oh, you did.
I did because I didn't. My trip was coming up, so I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit! Did I not put my credit card number in the site?" Which I don't like doing.
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh!" So I clicked on the link. I realized very quickly that it was a scam. Thereafter, I called my credit card company immediately, canceled my card, got a
Oh.
brand new card, new number, the whole
Oh, I
shebang.
hate doing that.
It's a bit of a pain, weeks worth of a pain. I never got any erroneous charges. So if you do anything like I did, that was stupid. Please cancel your credit card. The faster you do it, the better. Credit card companies will work with you even if there are erroneous charges and you realize it. But the sooner you can do it, the better. And as you said, you're without your credit card for like a week. I have so many credit cards, it doesn't really matter if I'm out
Oh, my.
with one. If one's missing for a week, it's not really that big of a deal to me. But anyway, yeah, so just make sure you check the email addresses. Anytime they're asking you to click a link, same thing, unless you provoked it in some way. Because I still am getting every now and again some stuff from booking.com. And it basically says, but if you didn't request, don't do anything and you're fine. So it really is coming from booking.com. It's just not me. Who's asking for it. So I don't love booking.com site for that specific reason. Be cognizant of those kinds of things. If it says, like I just got one, as a matter of fact, it was Instagram.
Really?
That's what it was. Yep, just got it today. But for my personal Instagram, which I never, ever, ever, ever use. I set that up a gajillion years ago and never did a thing with it. But yes.
And then you
I just
wonder
got
why
that.
you have no friends.
Well, I don't really consider
I know.
people on social media my friends.
But while you were talking about all that,
Yes.
I flashed and remembered.
You didn't
how
flash me. Let's be clear, folks. I did not see. Auntie Joan did not raise her top to me.
My brain flashed, and I remembered the whole Inogen thing. They were phone calls, and they did come in with like a 800 number of something, and I did not answer it. But through Comcast, I can look at my voicemails, and each one of them was from the Inogen. And that's why I called them then and gave them that phone number. And they said, no, that's not one of our numbers. So I did screen my call. I didn't answer it. And then I took action from my voicemail transcript.
Gotcha.
When you're tech savvy like we are, the world's the limit.
So, yeah, just be cautious, folks. They're getting smarter and smarter, these
Oh,
scammers.
they are. Oh, and what I did then with Comcast is I blocked the number then. So I haven't gotten any more calls from them. Yeah.
Good. Yes, lessons learned.
So that's my excitement. What's going on
Very
with
cool.
you, Auntie?
Well, I wanted to give a shout out to some of our listeners. Yes, I said it plural this time.
Plural?
Folks, because plural. We've had a little bit of a following. Very
Really?
little, but a following nonetheless. So I wanted to acknowledge our top 10 locations that are listening to us, 9 of which are in the U.S., but 1 of which is international. In the number 10 spot, we have Columbus. I assume Columbus, Ohio. Oh, our statistics only give us the city name or the closest city to where whoever's listening is from. So we don't see individual information about anybody, nothing like that. All we see is these general statistics on city names.
So, for listeners whose town we call out, if you get an email or a phone call from Pickle Watermelon Rinds asking you to donate or send money, that's not us.
Right.
Yeah.
Very true. Again, it says Columbus, but it could have been somebody in the surrounding areas. If you're in or around Columbus, thank you. You're in
Thanks.
our number 10 spot.
Hi.
9 is Greeley, Colorado. 8 is Baxter. I'm not exactly sure what state that's from. Number 6 is Glendale. Again, not 100% sure what state that's from.
Oh, I
I
think
could
that's-
make guesses.
Well, isn't that
But-
part of Denver?
I'm assuming Glendale is a pretty common name, so I don't know, maybe. Melbourne Beach, which I do know is
Oh.
in Florida. That is in our number 5 spot. Number 4 is Boardman. Again, I don't 100% know. Number 3 is Denver. Notice I skipped a number in there, folks. We'll get to that in a minute. But number 3 is Denver.
Denver.
Number 2 is Ashburn, which I believe is in the Virginia area. They're our number 2 top listening location. And number 1 is Aurora, Colorado.
And I wonder if Greeley is Sandy B.
Sandy B, Sandy
Because
B,
she's
Sandy B, our super fan.
yes, yes.
Don't know. And then we're going to give a shout out to our international listeners.
Oh my gosh.
And these are just all the international listeners because we don't have a lot, but we have some. So I wanted to call them all out, and then I'll tell you who it actually is in the number 7 spot of top 7 all-time listening locations.
Oh
and
my
it is
gosh.
international folks.
Cannot wait.
All right. So we have Canada. We have
Canada.
Italy.
Oh.
We have Austria. We have Russia.
Oh, that's hi, Vlad.
We have Germany.
Achtung.
And our 7th most listening location is Brussels, Belgium. Thank you for listening to us. We are honored.
Yes. How's the chocolate over there?
Oh, delicious.
Have you ever been to Brussels?
I have not. It is on my list, and I intend to go. I've been to everywhere else except Russia. But yes, I do want to thank not only our international listeners, but I know that's a long way away for you guys, and the fact that some of you have been hanging in there and listening to us on a regular basis. That's very cool. We're very appreciative. And of course, our U.S. following. We love you all. We're excited.
We do.
We hope you tell your friends. Let's get some more listeners. That would be great. But we appreciate you. And yes, I would continue to make my listener joke going forward. But no, when I say that, that's all encompassing of all of you. So thank you.
Thank y'all. Because without you, we never would have made it this far.
That's true.
We have to thank our fans.
Fans is a stretch. I call them the listeners. And I don't want that fandom to go to Auntie Joan's head. Listen to last episode to know what I'm talking about. The TikTok murders.
Oh, yes.
That's
yes.
right.
Yes.
See? So I don't want Auntie Joan to think we've got fans. We've got listeners.
And if you're not sure what we're talking about,
that's right.
You got to
listen to the previous episode.
Yes.
And then today we were going to do a little special something. And we're going to talk about Christmas in July.
Oh.
Yes, just like Amazon and the furniture stores across the country, we're going to celebrate Christmas in July.
I used to love Christmas in July when I was doing a lot of quilting, all the quilt shops. There used to be a lot of them around here. They would always have Christmas in July sales. So, yeah. I still have the fabric in the basement.
Good purchases.
Yeah. It's my investments. Haven't decided yet who I'm leaving it all to. So, family, friends, listeners, if you want some Christmas fabric, let me know. I'll put you in the will.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about some Christmas stuff. What is your favorite thing about Christmas, Auntie Joan?
Well, presents.
Giving, receiving?
Oh, receiving, of course. No, actually giving.
That's the spirit of Christmas.
How about you?
My most favorite thing is, oh goodness, see, I'm a Christmas junkie, folks. I love the Christmas. I would have to say that it is primarily the season itself and just pretty much everything about Christmas I love except for the religious aspect. Yep, throwing that out there so you can send your hate mail if you'd like to. But that's not what I'm about for Christmas. For Christmas, for me, is about the decorations and the music and the food and the gatherings and sometimes Christmas cards. I could take or leave those, to be honest with you. But honestly, I love the season of Christmas. But then, just before I was going to answer, it popped into my head. I love Killian's jingle bells that he wears at Christmas.
Oh.
That's when it's really Christmas, when I put his jingle bells on.
Christmas that poor boy.
I know. Christmas for us starts the weekend after Thanksgiving. and it goes right on through to about the first week of January for us. So we do love the Christmas here. I love Christmas.
Yeah, you've got all those water globes.
My snow globe collection.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Actually, Christmas for me this year has gone from mid-December, and I'm still celebrating. I have my Christmas villages up.
You do. You do. But her Christmas village is extensive and beautiful, and it should be displayed year round,
Yeah.
in my
Well,
opinion.
not the glossy one. I did have my handy dude put up a shelf behind the couch, and I've got my Christmas in the City. That's going to stay up all year round. It's a little bit more sophisticated, if you know what I mean. But
Well,
the
I think it's
Christmas
all beautiful.
the Snow Village Christmas is it's more fun. A lot of the retro 50s type things with the
Mm-hmm.
diners and the
Mm-hmm.
Dairy Queens.
I wonder where she got that
I
from.
don't know.
I don't
And
know.
then the Christmas vacation
Where did
house.
that come from?
I don't know. and,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
my little cardinal lady with the little trailer house.
Oh, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
yes, precious, precious.
Yes, precious.
Starbucks, Harley
Yep.
Davidson.
Mm-hmm. Let's
Yeah.
save those for when they actually want to sponsor us, okay?
Oh, okay.
Let's get some dollar bills. How about that?
Sounds like a plan.
Right?
hmm
And yeah, and I have two Christmas trees, one upstairs, one
Oh my
downstairs. In my
gosh.
previous house, I had three levels. I had a Christmas tree on every level.
Oh my gosh.
I love
It's
Christmas.
it's all I can do to get one up, which isn't going to happen this year.
That's what she said.
That's what I said, since I'm not entertaining for Christmas. But I do have Christopher Radko ornaments and other blown glass ornaments that I
I don't
collect.
have
And
anything name brand. I don't even know what that is.
oh, that's right. I shouldn't say anything. I should wait for sponsorship.
That's right.
Mm.
That's right. No, I really don't have anything name brand. I just don't buy anything like that.
And super
Yes.
fan Sandy B gave me that little tree, ornament tree that I can hang a
Sandy
lot of,
B, Sandy
yes,
B,
that I
Sandy
can
B.
hang, my beautiful glass ornaments on. So, yeah.
Yes. So, in that theme, Auntie Joan, we're going to switch to food because I love food.
It's all about food, baby. It's
That's
about
right.
food and me.
Nice. Nicely done, Auntie Joan.
Thank
Let's make sure we
you.
don't get a royalty hit for that one.
Okay. They'd never recognized it anyway, kind of like your thing on the Rolling
Hey,
Stone song.
which I actually put the lyrics in the chapter because I was embarrassed by how off I was.
I went and actually saw them perform it on via YouTube to see exactly what you were talking about.
Oh, yeah. Well, sounded right in my
Close,
head.
close. It was close.
All right, let's talk about some food. What is your favorite non dessert food item at Christmas, Auntie Joan?
The roast beef, gravy, mashed potatoes. Mm-mm-mm.
Favorite one, singular.
A well done roast beef.
A well done roast beef?
Not well done, but
Oh,
a well cooked.
there you go.
I mean, a perfectly cooked
There
roast
you
beef.
go. There
Yes.
you go. Which is a medium rare, I assume,
Yes,
for a
yes,
roast
yes.
beef. Yes. When I was a meat eater, yes, I agree with that assessment 100%. I would have been right there with you. As a vegan, I really liked this stuffed, I think I did a stuffed butternut squash one year that I really liked.
That sounds
I haven't made
familiar.
it. Yeah, I think I did. I know it was some kind of squash, and I can't imagine what other kind of squash it would have been. So I'm going with that it was butternut squash. Quite tasty. Some rice
hmm
and
hmm
cranberries and nuts and
Oh,
wonderfulness.
why is it people have to always ruin vegetables and fruits by adding more crap on them?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, there's nothing like a butternut squash with butter and brown sugar.
So you just added two things to it. Do you
Well,
see what
yeah,
you're
I know,
saying?
but that's not adding. That's
Yes, it is.
necessary. That's necessary.
It's not necessary.
It's how God made it to be served.
Right. Just like mashed potatoes, they're all natural too.
Yeah.
Come on now. All right. What is your favorite Christmas dessert?
I guess you'd put it in the category of dessert, but it's those little Mexican wedding cakes or whatever they call them, the little
Mm-hmm.
round. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those have always been my favorites.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yes, I would concur. I have made those veganized as well as having them before I was vegan. They're
Did you
quite
make
good.
some of those
I
last
did.
year?
I
Okay.
did.
And you left some with me,
I did.
and I put them in the freezer.
You did. So you still have some?
A couple days ago, I took a couple out, and oh, they're still good. They're still
Oh,
good. Yep.
yum.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Yep.
But I would have to say, which I don't get anymore, which is my mother's nut roll was one of my favorite things of all time. Yes.
What?
And I don't have the recipe, but I think my cousin does. So, but I don't want to make it because it was always labor and time. I used to watch her make it. And I was like, oof, no
What
thanks.
did she use in it?
I don't know, nuts.
I bet cream cheese, maybe.
No.
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 Was this a
No.
Ukrainian thing?
Yes.
Uh,
Quite delicious. I used to bring them to the family out here's Christmas get-togethers.
were they
Or-
doughy, like cinnamon rolls, or?
No.
Hmm.
Mm-mm. I mean, there's dough involved, but I wouldn't call it cinnamon roll like.
Oh,
No.
okay. It
But
must
anyway.
have been tasty. Yeah, get that recipe.
I don't want to make it.
I know.
All right. What is your favorite Christmas beverage?
It'll have to be the recipe you had last year. The
Oh,
cranberry.
you really like that?
Oh, I did. Yes. Yes.
Oh, it's so fun. It was cranberry juice and gin, dingle gin.
Oh, I was
only
going to
gin
say
out there.
diblet.
And a little Prosecco in that as well. So gin
Oh.
and Prosecco.
Oh, it was good.
Yeah, that happened. Oh, you put cranberries, frozen cranberries on top to make it nice and cold. Oh, you put ice in it too. And then you put in a sprig of rosemary to make it look like a tree.
It was
for
tasty.
Christmas.
It was lovely.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yes.
I'm glad. I liked it too. That's definitely in the rotation going forward for sure.
Yeah, you've come up with some good dingle gin drinks.
I do like my cocktails, people. I do like my cocktails. But I would have to say, although I don't get it anymore, is eggnog. Eggnog was like I could drink it out of the bottle or a carton or wherever it came in and just go to town. I don't need any alcohol in it. I didn't need any of that nutmeg on top, though I would put it on every now and again. But alcohol, I thought, ruined it. I didn't like alcohol in my eggnog.
Oh, no,
But
see,
now
I don't
that
mind that.
Yeah. And now that I'm vegan, there is not a good vegan substitute.
Oh, I bet.
They try. They're just not tasty.
Yeah,
They don't come close.
To me, eggnog is like walleye from Culver's. You only get it one season a year. Culver's, you get the walleye during Lent. And I have it once, and then, that's enough.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But eggnog is good. Yeah. Get tired of it.
And I did want to make sure our listeners were aware that if you are interested in going to European Christmas markets, I've only been to one thus far, but I plan on going to more, and I'll report back as I go. But went to the one in Vienna, not the one. There's about 12 different Christmas markets in the city of Vienna every year, and I highly, highly recommend it. Vienna is a very easy city to maneuver. It is, especially now with Google Maps, and I'm sure your Apple version of whatever the hell that is does a good job as well. We like to walk around the city, but they have a wonderful underground train system. I don't call it a subway because when I say subway, I think of New York and how dirty and disgusting that is. These are very clean, very, very inexpensive. They get you everywhere. They have trams and they're underground train systems. And the markets are amazing. They even have vegan food at some of these markets. Not all of them, but, a good chunk of them. And everything is wonderful. The decorations are beautiful. Definitely make sure you hit it, at least a couple of them at night so you can see them all lit up and pretty. And the Christkindl market is the biggest of them all, and one of the first Christmas markets ever to have happened in Europe, and it is spectacular.
Wow.
It's ginormous and beautiful, and can't say enough about it. So I did want folks to be with us. If looking for one that you're not sure what to go to, if you can get over to Vienna, I highly, highly, highly recommend it.
Sounds lovely.
Oh, and I went to the Christmas markets with Auntie Bethy.
Oh, nice.
Yes, we had a lovely time. Just a week. That's all you really kind of need there if you're staying just in Vienna. 5 days in Vienna. We did do a little excursion over to Bratislava, and Auntie Bethy went over to, I'm always going to get this wrong because I have a different name in my head. It's not Strasbourg, it's the other one. Where the Sound of Music. Sound of Music.
Oh.
Shitballs. Yeah, she went there on her own. So that was a day trip for her to go on her own. I went just to the Vienna markets that day. But we both went over to Bratislava, which again is a good thing to check out. Salzburg. See, I knew it began with an S. Auntie Bethy went over to Salzburg. She loved it. She took the train over. But Vienna is a good home base for that kind of stuff. So, especially for those two destinations, Bratislava and Salzburg. That's it. Anywho, so yeah, I just wanted to make sure that folks know about those two other easily accessible destinations as well.
Wonder Bar.
Hoo-wee!
Welcome back. Did everything come out all right, Auntie?
I came out clean as a whistle.
Wunderbar. Wonderful.
Oh my God. Speaking of, I forgot to tell you that the Wienermobile, the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, was up here in the town I live in over 4th of July weekend.
You know, I saw something about the Wienermobile.
Yeah, it was here. I knew it was coming, but I did not go over to see it.
Did they have vegan wieners?
I couldn't tell you. I didn't go over.
Oh.
I did not check it out. I just thought it was an odd location for them to choose.
Well,
but cool, I guess.
I think they were down somewhere else too. So they're probably doing a tour or something.
Yeah, but anywho.
Well, I only eat my hot dogs from Chicago. Vienna hot dogs, they're called. Speaking of, what a coincidence,
See?
huh? Yeah. Yep. I get them flown in special from Chicago.
Nice.
Speaking of which,
now we're on to the part of our program where we discuss what we are watching. Auntie Joan, what you watching?
as I had said earlier, I get my hot dogs flown in from Chicago. And speaking of Chicago, I finished season 3 of The Bear.
Yeah.
Now, here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
Why are people so excited about this show?
So was this the first time you've seen, did you watch all of it?
I've seen all 3 seasons.
No, I know, but in one's just now, or have you been watching them every year?
Yeah, every year.
Okay.
Every year.
Okay,
Yeah.
so for 3 years, you've been watching seasons 1, 2, and 3.
Yes,
Gotcha.
Yes.
So I can't answer that for you because it was interesting when season 3 started. They started promoting that season 3 was coming out and that it was, finally here. I went into my Hulu account and realized that I must have, after season 2, said, enough of this shit. I'm not sitting through this again, and took it out of my watch list. Because it wasn't there. And I was like, oh, I really hated season 2 with an almighty passion. Really, really did. And I think I was so aggravated when it finally ended that I was like, no, I'm done. And then season 3 came out and I was like, well, season 2 totally sucked in my opinion, but all right, I'll watch season 3. It did not redeem itself.
Nope.
I am now 100% done with The Bear. I could give a shit how many awards. I don't know how they keep winning awards. The flash forwards, the flashbacks, the flash sideways.
Yeah.
I don't know where we are in time because they all look the same in every single flash forward, flash back because they're not going back to childhood. They're going back 5 years or 6 years. So they look the same. which is one of the problems I had with Oppenheimer. Although they at least looked a little bit younger as they did their flashbacks to the present day, you could tell a little bit difference. But in The Bear, I can't tell what timeline we're in.
I know. Yeah, yeah.
I hate it. Hate it. I'm done. I'm never watching it again. I do not. I think people think it's artsy the way they're doing it, and I think it's awful. I'm so glad you picked this topic, Antie Joan. I had to get that out.
Well, the first season, well, first of all, I'm a big fan of Chicago food.
Mm-hmm.
I love the hot dogs. I love the Italian beef sandwiches, which was their speciality when Carmen first went to took over the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that in itself had me written all over it. But first of all, I mean, I don't care for Jeremy Allen White, Carmen. I think he's kind of strange looking. I don't know.
All right.
And then the Ao Edebiri, who plays Sydney, the new chef that comes in season 1.
Yes.
And now she's like potentially a partner to the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
She helped Carmen raise it up
Mm-hmm.
many notches. Never liked her either, really. The thing that gets me is it's so obviously improv, a lot of the scenes, which drives me nuts. I really didn't care for it a lot in what's his name's.
Larry David?
Sometimes it just, I don't know, it seemed to get lost. And in this one, in The Bear, sometimes it's so obviously improv. It's just annoying to me. So
see,
I mean,
I didn't get that it was improv. So
I think some of it is.
Oh,
I
did
think.
not know
I
that.
mean, God, I hope so.
I did not know that.
I don't think the acting is that good that they could make it look so improvisational.
I don't love Ao in The Bear. I did love her on Saturday Night Live. I thought she did an amazing job. There was just one skit that I thought she was a bit over the top in that I could have done without, but every other, and she was in almost all of them. It was like one of those guest hosts that just was in.
Was that this year?
Sure. I don't remember, honestly. I think so, but I thought she was just really, really, really good. But in The Bear, yeah. I don't like the character she's playing at all.
No,
at all. And I think that Jeremy guy, to me, he resembles William Fichtner so much. I had to look it up to see if William Fichtner was his father, but they're not related.
Jeremy?
Whoever the Carmen is. Didn't you say so?
Oh, yeah, Jeremy. Okay. Who did you think he was?
I thought he was the son of William Fichtner, but he is not. William Fichtner is once you see his face, you're going to be like, oh, that guy, because he's in a lot. He's always a supporting character, and I thought that they were related, and they are not. And I never watched Shameless, which apparently Jeremy was in.
Oh,
and people
I didn't either.
Knew him from that. I never. But I also, my brother had me watch The Iron Claw, which I should add to the list of something for us to review, which is about a wrestling family. Yeah. And Jeremy was in that as well. And
oh, really?
Yes.
So he works.
He does. Yeah, The Bear is just, it's not good, folks. I don't understand. And people love Carmen, and I don't get it. I don't
either.
I don't find, no offense. I mean, who the hell am I? But I don't find him attractive. I don't. I just don't. I think, and his character isn't all that. I mean, especially this past season.
Oh, yeah.
Season 3, he was kind of a total asshole.
Yeah, and he wasn't in that as much as he had been before.
Yeah, like when his sister was giving birth in the hospital, and Jamie Lee Curtis is their mother that makes guest appearances. Her first guest appearance was in season 2. But, they really bonded and all that. And then the husband shows up and the mother just leaves. And I'm like, I thought for sure he was going to come. In my story brain head, I thought when she was walking down the hallway at the hospital leaving, I thought the husband was going to burst out of the room and be like, no, she wants you here.
Yeah, I did too.
Come back in the room. No, she just left. That was it. And all of a sudden the baby was born. Like, all of a sudden it was like, I don't even know what the timeline was. Weeks, months. I don't know.
Yeah.
The
Well,
baby's they're home with the baby now. And I'm like,
well, but there was the scene in the hospital waiting room afterwards where she was with the brothers, I think, the
yeah.
Fact brothers. So,
But that made no sense to me either. Why they were
mm,
consoling her. Where was Carmen? Where was the cousin? Where was, like, these are family members. Like, Carmen is her brother, and he's not there. But the cousin, but those two guys were. Are
well,
they
I think,
friends of the family? Are they
well,
actually related?
yeah, I think they are. They're cousins or something. But I think that Carmen was working on the restaurant. That was the whole thing, you
It was
know?
so weird. I
Yeah,
just found
yeah,
the whole
yeah.
storyline terrible. Just
Now, I
terrible.
the first season, I didn't mind Carmen so much because he did
Agreed.
have quite a story, you know,
Agreed.
and
First season, I was like, okay, I like this
yeah,
show.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
good. Second season, I was so pissed off at that season. Oh my God. I'm surprised you didn't hear me ranting up here, Auntie Joan, because I hated it. I
Yeah,
hated
yeah.
that season so much.
Tell me what you think about, was it Thanksgiving that they
Oh,
had with
hated
Jamie
it.
Lee Curtis?
Hated
Yes.
all of it. The whole
See,
thing. I'm like, this is
like,
supposed to be about a fucking restaurant, and here we are. All we do
yes,
is spend
chef,
the entire thing in the past.
chef, yes, chef.
Episode 2 was 100% in the past, and I'm like, I didn't
I
get
don't
it.
know.
I
I'm
hated it.
wondering if they were trying to do some backstory, maybe for
Hated
a
it.
future season or something. I don't
Hated
know.
it. Absolutely hated it. So that's why
Um,
I think I took it out of the rotation. I
yeah,
must,
yeah.
but they suckered me back in for season 3. I was like, all right, I like season 1. I hated season 2. Maybe season 3 will redeem itself. No, not
I
for
thought
me.
maybe you just watched it because, I put it on the list to
Mm-mm.
talk about. Okay, you were going to
Mm-mm.
watch it anyway. I don't
Mm-hmm.
feel so bad.
Mm-mm.
So the whole season 2 thing, and when we meet Jamie Lee Curtis and they go to her house for Thanksgiving, it was so chaotic. It was so chaotic. I couldn't stand it.
Yep.
So many of the scenes, most of the scenes in the kitchen and at the restaurant are so chaotic.
Yep.
I can't stand it. It wears me out. And so there was a lot of that again going on this season. And then you on top of that, you've got the Fact brothers, Maddie Matheson, and I'm not sure who the other one is, who are the brothers.
They are comic relief. I'll
Oh, but
give them that.
they drive me crazy because when they show up, it's like you can't hear anybody, you don't understand what anybody's saying, and maybe that's what the what they want to get across, how chaotic they are, but it just to me it's just too much. It's over the top. It's too much.
Yep. Yep.
So,
2 thumbs down for me. I do not
yeah.
enjoy
Yeah.
The Bear at all. This is my last season. I will not get suckered in
Yeah.
again.
I like Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, she does.
And
She's great in pretty much everything she
yeah,
does.
exactly. And I love Oliver Platt.
Yes, agreed. Not my favorite character of his, but still,
He does it with such
he's
finesse.
another one who can pretty much do no wrong.
Yeah, yeah,
Honestly, he's so
yeah.
good.
He plays Jimmy, their uncle,
Their uncle, their
their
bankroll,
sponsor. Yeah, yeah.
who sounds like he's connected in some way.
Yeah, I think he's their uncle. I
No,
think
no,
he's
no, no. Connected like
Oh,
mob
oh,
connected.
oh. Yes, yes, you're
Yes.
right.
So, I mean, I
Well,
would
it
be
is.
interested in that storyline. Like if he went off and did his Jimmy on
Mhm,
his own
mhm.
kind of thing, I would follow that. But I'm not gonna watch the next season just to find out
Yeah.
if he really is mob connected and all that wonderful stuff. I can't sit through it again. I
Yeah,
can't do it.
yeah.
I just can't do
Ah,
it.
you're preaching to the choir here. And we didn't even discuss it.
Nope.
So, yeah, yeah.
Nope.
We both came at it.
It was so funny because I went to add it to the list and I saw that you already did, and I'm like, good. I need to get this off my chest because I absolutely hate it. All right. Well, thanks, Auntie Joan. Anything else
Oh,
you want to bring up on the Bear?
can't wait to get some more hot dogs and Italian beefs. Oh, and then the cousin, then the
Ebon.
one that's the one at the front.
Yeah, front of house.
Yeah, I do kind of like him.
I do too. I have to say, out of all the characters, he's probably my favorite, but he's not enough to carry the show for me to come
No,
back
no, no,
to
no,
watch it
no,
again.
no. And I think he's done the most growing.
Agreed.
I mean, when you think about if you look back at the first season and you see
He was
that,
such a
well,
brat.
and they showed it. They showed Tina, one of the cooks, when
Mm-hmm.
she came in looking for a job,
Yes.
and she walked into that place when it was still the beef sandwich place.
Right.
And it was a zoo. It was a zoo then too. And he's changed so much to go from that to the front,
Wearing
the
a
host.
suit
Yes,
and being
yes,
polished and
yes,
yes. Oh my
yeah.
God, I did love that one scene with one of the Fack brothers where they asked him to take something out to a table and they're like, "You sure you got this? You sure you got this?" And he brought it out there. He told them what the dish was and then it told the table what the dish was and then brought the dish back to
Poured the
the
broth. I have to
yes.
pour the broth in front of you and then walked away with it.
Yeah. And they're like, "What are you doing back here? Do they not like it?" He's like, "Well, I did what you told me to do." And they're like, "Oh my God, that's their food. What are you doing?" I thought that was funny.
Oh, and too many tattoos. Oh my gosh.
Mm,
Ugh. I mean, they've got them. Yeah, they've got them all over everywhere. The guys do in that
yeah.
show. And
So,
Maddie Matheson, Neil Fack, the big Fack brother.
mm-hmm. He's the one that did
Did
it.
you?
He's the
Yeah.
one that did
And
that.
did you see he's an executive producer in that?
Did not see that.
Yes.
No, I don't pay attention to that shit. I don't care.
Well, I mean, yeah. You obviously didn't do the research needed for this episode.
No, we've never talked about producers before on this show.
Well, I was just surprised to see that he, who
Yes.
plays such a weird, goofy character, was
Yes.
an executive producer.
Yes.
So, anywho, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I like it.
Oh, gotta go. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Now we're to the part of the program where we talk about commercials we have to talk about. And I've got a throwback to my senior year of high school, 1988. I try to make myself young. No,
Oh, that was is that the year you graduated?
that is the year I graduated high school. That is correct.
Oh, and I graduated in 66.
Okay. So this commercial, I've been wanting to talk about it since we started this, but I was like, no, it's Christmas. I'm going to wait until December-ish time when we record to bring it up, but I can't wait any longer. I want to talk about it.
You go, girl.
It's the Coca-Cola Rockefeller Christmas Tree Plant a Pine Cone commercial, and I will never forget this commercial as long as I live. I love it. It is, to me, one of the, if not the, most creative commercials I have ever seen, and heartwarming, brings tears to your eyes.
Yeah.
It is just sweet and simple, and the fact that somebody thought of it just blows my mind. The creativity just blows my mind. It is of a grandpa taking his grandson in New York, and the grandpa's going to make some Christmas magic happen for his little grandson. And they go to this place and they dig a hole with a special spoon, I think, grandma's silver spoon or something like that. And then they put in some of grandma's fruit cake.
Ah, that's what it was. Mhm.
And then they put in grandpa's magic pine cone and bury it all. And grandpa says to the grandson, in a few weeks, we should see something really special. And then they go back and the grandson's like, Grandpa, are we going to see it? And Grandpa says, yeah, I think we are. And they round the corner and the Rockefeller Center tree is all lit and pretty. And that was the surprise. And I'm tearing up now. I just love this commercial so much. I can't stand it.
It really is sweet, and it takes you back to when you were a kid and you believed in Santa. And,
Oh,
You know, everything was possible.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I just love it. I mean, there's other Coke commercials. I would have to say
Oh,
my second
yes.
one was I'd like to teach the
Teach the
world
world
to
to sing
sing in
in
perfect
perfect harmony.
harmony. Harmony. That is one of my other favorites, but this one is the pinnacle for me. I just adore it. I love Christmas, but honestly, I think even if I didn't love Christmas, and I love Rockefeller Center, so,
Mm,
and I have
mm.
ties to that, from my youth, I don't think it would matter. I think I would like that commercial regardless. It was just so well done, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And when you told me you wanted to talk about it and you sent me the link, I went and watched it and I thought, boy, this was 1988. How old were you then? And I, uh, yeah,
Yeah.
it really takes you back, doesn't it?
It really does. And I'm sure you were a little concerned that I was going to rip it apart because you know how I like to rip my commercials apart. But no, this one, it was a heartwarming one, and I just couldn't contain myself to not talk about anymore.
Well, let me rip it apart.
Oh, how?
Well, it's not my thinking, but the way people think today, some of them, I could see people getting upset that, or not upset, but just kind of poo-hooing and disgruntled that this child is being encouraged to this magical thinking and that they have this power that they can create this big, humongous, well-lit Christmas tree. I don't feel that way, but I'm sure there's people who would look at it and think that.
Hmm. I'm not
Mhm.
really
Well,
following that.
there's a lot of people who who complain about children today and how, everybody gets a participation trophy and
Mm-hmm.
all that.
That I am one of those people that complains
Yes,
about them getting
yes.
participation trophies.
So I could see how some of those people might take that and wrap it into this thing with this child thinking that he has the power to make magic happen. That's all.
Hmm.
Which, as a child, I think children should have magical thoughts and desires.
Yes, I agree. I think there's not enough of that anymore.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
children are expected to grow up so fast now,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they start preschool at the age of 3, which was unconscionable back when I was young.
Mm, mm,
That
mm.
never entered anybody's heads. And, they got to get into those schools early so they can start learning early. I mean, I remember taking
Oh,
naps
yeah.
in kindergarten, and everybody's like, oh,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
now. And I'm like, really? Because I like that. I
I
like taking
remember
naps.
I remember taking naps in high school.
Oh, no. Well, yes, but not, we didn't have dedicated nap time.
And on the job. Yeah. So
Hmm.
anyway,
Yep, I fell asleep in my French class all the time.
did you?
Hmm. But I was getting straight A's, so the teacher let me. And she would
Hmm.
actually tell people, don't wake her up. It was very
So
sweet.
do you remember any of the French?
Oh, yes, yes. French has helped me tremendously learn parts of other languages when I
Mm-hmm.
travel and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. It's definitely been my baseline. I took Spanish first and I did terrible in it. And then I switched to French and excelled.
Hmm.
I never could speak it fluently, nor can I today. But I know certain phrases and things that just can get me by if I go visit, when I go this summer and visit the south of France.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, my rudimentary French will get me through.
Yeah, I took German.
Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Auntie Joan can sing
Oh, Tannenbaum.
O
Yeah.
in German. It's very cool. I love it. Since we're on a kind of a Christmas theme today.
Yeah, we are. We are. Well, I hope I didn't be too negative about that commercial. I loved it. Back in the day, I think I told you when I was still putting out female hormones, some commercials would come on and I would just tear up. Like it was McDonald's that would have these commercials and Coke, Pepsi. Those were the biggies that would have these heartwarming, heart tugging commercials.
Now it's ASPCA.
Yeah. That we have to turn off.
Yes. Only they do it in a different way.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
All right, Auntie Joan, is there anything else you wanted to bring up for our listener today?
Oh, no. No, I think I'm spent.
You spent again? 2 weeks in a
Yes.
row. You're spent
Yes,
again.
yes,
All
yes.
right. Well, that wraps it for yet another wonderful pickled watermelon rinds episode. This is Auntie signing off.
And Auntie Joan saying bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Always got to get that last word in.
We thank you for listening. And remember, when life eats away at your core, make pickled watermelon rinds.